Hi, I'm Car- Hi, I'm Carly Spurk, and welcome to An Actor's Library. Today I am going to be reviewing Jenna Fischer's book, The Actor's Life, a survival guide. Now, I'm an actor, as many of you may know. I've been in this business for a long time. I've had a lot of experience and a lot of credits under my belt, and I thought, what do I need with a survival guide about being an actor? But I heard so many wonderful reviews about this book, I decided to pick it up and check it out for myself. And I have to tell you, I was not disappointed at all. There is so much good stuff in this book. It's entertaining, well written, educational, and there's something here for everyone, even if you're not an actor. I don't know where to start. I do know there are 3 takeaways that I would like to share with you from this book, but there's so much more than what I'm going to tell you. The first takeaway, and also great pictures. Great pictures. They're all in black and white, by the way, of her early years. I can't even find one right now because they're all spread out, but her first headshots she shares with us and her journey. You might know her from The Office. She played Pam. I didn't share that in the beginning. Here's her with John C. Reilly from Walk Hard, which was such a funny movie. I loved it. And she shares little stories about her jobs and people that she's worked with as well. But what I was going to say was the 3 takeaways. First of all, I mentor a lot of young actors or older actors as well who have never been in this industry and have never performed or acted before. They want to know, where do they start? What do they do? How does it work? Da-da-da-da. Some of these people are not yet in Hollywood or even in New York. They may live in Arizona or New Mexico or in the Midwest, and I never really know what to tell them when they say, well, I want to come to Hollywood, I wouldn't suggest anyone just pick up and move to Hollywood until you at least find out if you have any talent, number 1, and number 2, if you really want to take this journey, if you really want to do this. So Jenna says that no matter where you live, you can contact the film commission and you can find out what is shooting or what is in production in your area. That way you can do some background work. After you get some experience in background work under your belt, excuse me, there's something flying around. After you get some experience in background work under your belt, maybe you can get in touch with the agent in your area and maybe start to get out there and book some work, get connected with the union. That may take a little bit of time. And become a member of SAG and move on from there. I know, even though I'm from New York and I started acting in New York, I would not come to Hollywood until I got my SAG card. That was just my personal rule. But everybody, do what you need to do. But if you're not in Hollywood or New York, you can start right where you are. The other takeaway I wanted to share was she talked about commercial auditions. And sometimes when you go in for a commercial audition, you won't have any dialogue. They'll just line up 3 or 4 of you and they'll ask you a question like, what was the last trip that you took? And I never really knew what to do with that. I didn't know what they were looking for. Like, that was odd, and we're all in the room together. We're not really talking about the product. Sometimes we don't even know what the product is. But if you do know what the product is, Jenna suggests that you do a little research, and I love research, and find out what the energy and the tone of the product or the company is. And when you give your answer, still be yourself. Don't try to pretend. Don't try to give them what you think they want, which is what we do all the time, but at least try to answer in the energy and the tone of the product, or maybe the campaigns that they have already airing. Like, insurance commercials tend to be a little quirky, a little fun. You think of the Geico spots and they're always just, kind of off the charts, funny and interesting. And like I said, quirky. So you'll want to try to incorporate that kind of energy into your answer to this very general question. I haven't done it yet, but I'm anxious to try it because sometimes you don't even know that that's what the audition is going to be until you get there. So you have to kind of be ready, and you kind of have to know a little bit about the product that you're going in for regardless. Just be ready for anything. And I thought that was very valuable information. The other takeaway is she suggests for theatrical auditions, and that's what we call television and film here in Hollywood, she suggests to memorize the first 3 lines of every scene or any scene, and also incorporate one nonverbal reaction. Now, I tend to do the nonverbal reaction automatically, and I usually do it at the end because I don't like to just drop out of the scene in case the camera is still running. I like to give them a little something extra, you know, a little tag, I call it, at the end. But I like intentionally incorporating that somewhere else in the scene maybe as well. Memorizing the first 3 lines is valuable because you don't want to start out an audition like this with your head down and not connecting to anyone. You want to connect with the casting director. You want to have a human connection, and memorizing the first 3 lines, I think, is a brilliant way to get started. And for me, the bonus in this book was there's something going on out there. I hear sirens. I don't know if you can hear them or not. This is not a soundproof studio. I'm in my office. She is so generous that she shared. Oh, it's getting louder. Are they coming for me? I don't know. Anyway, ignore them. She shared at the end of her book a chapter called Sharing the Brushstrokes. And she did a question and answer with 4 other actors. And sharing your brushstrokes for her is sharing those in-between times. Well, first of all, the times up into the success of these actors, because these are all 4 very successful actors. And also the times in between. The times that the lay people don't see. So many people, they look at Hollywood and they see the fun, the glamour, the celebrity, the money, the fame, the fortune, and that's all there. That is definitely all there. But there are times up into the success and in between the successes that we never talk about, we never share, and a lot of people don't know. And this was really valuable, especially for an actor, because when we are in those in-between times, it can feel like it's over. You can feel like you're a failure, and you can just feel so unsure, so uncertain of what's next. And that's what this industry is about. You're never sure of what's happening. You have a job, enjoy it, get the best out of it. You hope it's a success. But at some point, jobs end. And then there can be time in between where you're just like, now what? So sharing the brushstrokes was just brilliant. I think, like I said, it shows her generosity. I highly recommend this book, especially if you're interested in becoming an actor. And even if you're not, if you're an Office fan, a fan of the show The Office, or a fan of Jenna Fischer, you know, this is such a good book. 5 stars from me. I absolutely love it. And I think you will too. Be a star where you are.